It's Envik reporting for Cadre.org, and with me is Ziktomini, one of the StarCraft 2 players of this tournament. Some of you might think StarCraft 2, well, what's that? Basically, we've obviously picked it up, and in i-Series it's not really a big tournament, but it's picking up, and it's got about £3,000 of prize money right now, so that makes it pretty decent. With us, Ziktomini, maybe a face you know, maybe you don't. If you're into the UK scene, you'll definitely have heard of him. Probably since his WCS win in the UK, which maybe was quite surprising, right? So let's have a little bit of a talk about your history, right? Your up-and-coming career. You started off at DreamHack, you were a replacement for Johnny Rico, who then was ill, I think. And you did actually extraordinarily well. You got to the third group stage and people was like, who is this guy? I mean, and then you went on to win the WCS, and now we're here. Could you talk a little bit about how you experienced this sort of rise to fame and how you rose to the UK scene heights that you are right now?
Yeah, as you said, DreamHack, I just went at the last second. I think I got contacted about the night before we got on the plane. And yeah, I think the main thing I did there was being able to beat Stefano in the first group stages, which gave me an easier group in the second one. So yeah, that was quite nice. And then following that was WCS, which I don't know, I just managed to win that one.
Right. So was it surprising? I mean, you're relatively calm on it. It's like, you know, it all came by the win, and you know everything was fine. But I mean, did you see it coming? Is that why you're so calm, or is it just like out of the blue, all of a sudden you're here and you're representing this beautiful team?
Yeah, it was pretty out of the blue. Like, I had finished all education for the last few months or something, about a month and a half before WCS. So I had been improving quite a lot, practicing a lot, which obviously I think led to a lot of the success of DreamHack and WCS. But yeah, saying that, it was still very out of the blue. Just I didn't expect to win WCS at all.
Right, okay, but winning it obviously opened some new doors for you. You're sporting the Western Wolves shirt now. Before that, you used to be with Infused. I mean,
I did join Western Wolves just the weekend before, just a few days before WCS actually.
Right, I'm sorry. But that organization, it's supporting you now. I mean, could you maybe elaborate a little bit on what the cooperation means and how they support you?
Yeah, they help me out with all events, things like that. Anything that I need help with, really. They're just really good, help me with pretty much everything, to be honest.
All right, fair enough. And I think one of the prime things that Western Wolves is known of is their talented players. I mean, they don't really have too much established players as much as up-and-comers. And I mean, we just interviewed sort of a week ago when we were at IAM, and he's one of the players that's really starting to shine. Do you think that this talented roster, is that a reason that people in the team are, going better and better and getting more and more their names out there?
Yeah, it definitely helps to have players you can train with, bounce ideas off. Having Sorzov on the team, he's obviously amazing. He's a really good player, and he's helped me a lot during the time I've talked to him with pretty much all the matchups. Maybe not ZVT. I've been okay with that, but in ZVZ and ZVP, he's revolutionised my play, I've got to say.
All right, so let's get to the present then. We're here at i-Series after the WCS win. Maybe it was a little bit out of the blue, but I'm sure that kind of raised your expectations for you coming into this event. Now, I think you've dropped just short of the top 5. I mean, how does that feel? Can you talk us through the games and what happened?
Yeah, I was disappointed with the end result, but what happened was I got to the winners bracket semis and I faced Bling there. I wasn't expecting to win that. I don't like ZVP at all, and Bling's a good player, so I really wasn't expecting to win that. Then after that, in the lower bracket, I lost to Poyo. I made some stupid mistakes there, and he played pretty well as well, so I got knocked out there. I came 5th to 8th or something like that.
Right. So let's talk about the i-Series here. I mean, after the WCS and the DreamHack, which are obviously both, I guess for StarCraft 2, lengths in front of i-Series. Coming here, it's more of a community event. Do you think that kind of downgrades it for StarCraft 2? Because it does have a decent prize pot, and but there's not much international presence here. We've got one person from Holland, one Lithuanian, and I think that kind of sums it up.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely felt less pressured coming into this event, which I think doesn't help my play at least. The more pressure, kind of, the better I'm forced to play. But then, yeah, it's just I guess the UK Starcraft scene isn't that big, so it's obviously not going to have as much like attention or players as a DreamHack or IEM or most other European competitions.
Right. But that said, players like to criticize StarCraft 2 events. They want everything to be perfect, and that kind of makes sense. But for a LAN like i46, do you think they organized it well? Are you surprised that maybe there isn't a little bit more international attention for the event, or do you think, well, the organization is really not that good, so it's kind of understandable?
To be honest, I don't really know anything about the organisation. This is the first i-series I've come to. Haven't been able to make it to any others. The only real problem I have, I think, is that my connection was really bad, and I was having like lag issues due to the network all the time. I know some of the players were, some weren't, but that was a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah. All right, so I want to thank you for taking the time with us. Obviously, we appreciate it greatly, and you can go drown your sorrows now. For everyone out there at Cadre, this was Ziktomini. Remember the face, because this guy will do good in the UK and international StarCraft 2 scene. And stay tuned for more interviews, more video content, write-ups, and obviously Championship Sunday.